Let me tell you something, and I need you to listen closely. You are where you are right now because of one thing: excuses. Every single one of us has dreams. We've got goals. But let me tell you, those dreams aren't going to mean a damn thing if you keep making excuses. When we talk about ownership, we're talking about taking full responsibility for where you are right now in life, good, bad, or indifferent. And this is not just about the big wins. It's about the small moments, the quiet decisions you make when no one's watching. Every choice you make, every action you take, that's on you. And that means you can't blame your circumstances. You can't point fingers at anyone or anything else. Too many people go through life feeling like they're victims of the system, victims of bad luck, victims of their environment. But let me tell you something: you're not a victim unless you choose to be one. It's easy to say, I couldn't do it because of this, or I didn't have the right opportunities, or if only I had this person's support, I could have succeeded. But if you want to succeed, you need to start looking at yourself in the mirror and realizing the truth: you are the one who either makes it happen or lets it slip. The first step in killing your excuses is realizing that you are responsible for your own success and your own failure. It's that simple. There's no room for blame here. The moment you take ownership is the moment you give yourself the power to change your life. That's what real accountability is. It's not waiting for someone to fix things for you, not waiting for a handout or a better situation. It's about taking full control of your circumstances and understanding that no one is coming to save you. If you're not where you want to be right now, that's not anyone's fault but your own. You may have faced setbacks, you may have had obstacles thrown your way. But guess what? So has everyone else. You're not special in that regard. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is whether they take full ownership of their path, whether they decide to get up every time they get knocked down, or whether they let life's challenges determine their worth. Excuses are nothing but a defense mechanism to avoid accountability. We all do it. We all justify why things didn't go the way we planned, why we didn't hit that goal or achieve that dream. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what happened to you. What matters is what you do with it. Do you stand up and say, this is my life and I will make it work no matter what? Or do you let the situation dictate your future? When you take ownership, you acknowledge the power you have to change your circumstances. It's not about where you started, it's about where you decide to go. Every single decision, every single action is a reflection of your commitment to take charge of your life. So stop looking outside for reasons why you can't succeed and start looking inside to realize the truth: you are in control. A mindset shift is the foundation of everything. It's the moment you decide that how you think is going to determine how far you go. Most people never make that shift because they're too comfortable in their current way of thinking, even when it's holding them back. They see their struggles as permanent. They see their failures as the final word on their abilities. They believe that the things they faced in life are the things that will continue to define them. But a mindset shift is about understanding that your circumstances, your setbacks, your failures, they don't define you unless you let them. It's about choosing to see the opportunity in every obstacle, the lesson in every setback, and the possibility in every challenge. You stop viewing difficulties as walls that stop you from moving forward and start seeing them as stepping stones to something greater. Too many people are stuck in a victim mindset. They get trapped in the idea that life is happening to them, not for them. They think the deck is stacked against them, that they're not good enough, or that success is for someone else, someone with better resources, better connections, or better circumstances. But that kind of thinking will keep you paralyzed. If you want to change your life, you have to change the way you think. You have to choose to be a victor, not a victim. You have to start saying, yes, this is hard. Yes, this is tough. But it doesn't matter because I am going to rise above it. A powerful shift happens when you realize that everything starts with your mind. Your mind is the engine that drives your actions. It controls how you see yourself, how you see the world, and how you respond to the challenges you face. When you train your mind to look for solutions instead of problems, to look for growth instead of limitations, you take back the power that excuses have stolen from you. A mindset shift isn't just about thinking positive thoughts either. It's about thinking strategically. It's about realizing that every decision, every small action you take, contributes to building the future you want. If you want to succeed, you have to start thinking like a person who is already successful. You have to start making the decisions that successful people make, showing up even when it's hard, staying committed, even when it seems like the odds are stacked against you, and never accepting failure as the end, only as a lesson to be learned. It's also about embracing discomfort. Most people avoid hard things. They avoid the challenge. They avoid the struggle. But if you want to achieve something meaningful, you've got to realize that discomfort is part of the process. Success does not live in the comfort zone. It's born out of those moments when you push through the discomfort, when you challenge yourself, and when you refuse to let fear hold you back. Changing your mindset means you stop asking why me and start asking what's next. You stop dwelling on the things you can't control and start focusing on the things you can. You stop making excuses about what you don't have and you start using what you do have. It's about making the decision that your potential is greater than your circumstances, and no matter how tough things get, you will keep going. You will keep evolving, and you will keep pushing toward that next level. Every excuse you make comes with a price. And it's not just a small price, it's a cost that compounds over time. Excuses may seem harmless in the moment, but over days, months, and years, they rob you of your potential, your growth, and your future. They steal your time, your energy, and ultimately your dreams. Think about it. Every time you tell yourself, I'm too tired, I don't have enough resources, I'll do it tomorrow, what you're really doing is giving yourself permission to remain stagnant. You're telling yourself that staying where you are is somehow safer than moving forward. And the truth is, it's not safe, it's destructive. Because staying stuck means you're not moving toward your goals, you're not improving, and you're not becoming the person you're capable of becoming. The cost of excuses isn't just about what you lose in the short term, it's the long-term effect on your growth. The more excuses you make, the more you solidify a habit of inaction. And that habit becomes harder and harder to break. When you keep finding reasons why you can't do something, why you can't take that next step, you start to believe those reasons. You start to internalize them as truth. And the next thing you know, you've built a belief system around your limitations instead of your possibilities. You start to think, this is just how things are for me, when in reality, you're the one keeping yourself in that position. What's the true cost? It's not just missing out on opportunities. It's the life you could have lived. Every excuse you make is a step further away from the person you were meant to be. It's a barrier between you and the success you're capable of achieving. And for what? A few extra minutes of comfort? A bit more time avoiding discomfort? That moment of hesitation, that justification you make in your head to delay your goals is costing you everything. It's costing you your potential. It's also costing you the chance to learn. Every time you avoid a challenge because of an excuse, you miss out on the lessons you would have gained from pushing through. Growth doesn't happen when everything is easy. It happens when you face adversity, when you don't have all the answers, but you decide to move forward anyway. Every excuse you make keeps you from experiencing that growth. It keeps you from building the mental toughness, the problem-solving skills, and the resilience you need to succeed. And let's not forget the cost to those around you. When you make excuses, you're not just letting yourself down, you're letting others down. Whether it's your family, your friends, your team, or anyone who's relying on you, excuses don't just affect you, they ripple out and affect everyone who's counting on you. Every time you decide that you can't do something, you're telling them that they can't count on you. You're setting a precedent of failure, and that sets the tone for everyone around you. Your excuses are contagious. If you make them, you're teaching others that it's okay to quit. It's okay to take the easy way out. But when you show up, when you push through, you show others what's possible. You show them how to take ownership, how to take responsibility, and how to keep moving forward no matter what. And let's be real, every excuse you make today becomes one more thing you'll have to explain away tomorrow. You'll keep building on that story you've been telling yourself about why you can't succeed. You'll keep putting off the hard work until it feels too late, until it feels like the dream you had is so far out of reach you can't even see it anymore. And when that happens, you'll look back and realize that the person who kept holding you back wasn't the world, wasn't your boss, wasn't your circumstances, it was you. The cost of excuses is not just lost opportunities, it's the death of your dreams, your growth, your legacy, and all for a fleeting moment of comfort or an easy out. So every time you catch yourself about to make an excuse, remember the price you're paying. It's too high to keep paying, too costly to keep ignoring. The more excuses you make, the further away you get from the life you want to live. And that, my friend, is a cost that no one can afford. Discipline and consistency are the quiet forces that drive real success. They don't get the flashy attention that big breakthroughs or overnight wins get, but they're the backbone of everything that lasts. Without them, all the talent, all the potential, and all the motivation in the world won't mean a thing. Talent alone won't get you to the finish line. But discipline will keep you running the race when the thrill of the start has worn off and the finish line seems far out of reach. Discipline is the ability to do what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. It's about having the inner strength to stick to your goals, even when the road gets tough, even when the excuses start creeping in, even when you'd rather quit and take the easy way out. It's about doing the work, not just talking about it. Consistency is the act of doing that work day in and day out, even when the results aren't immediate, even when no one's cheering you on, even when it feels like nothing is happening. Think about the most successful people in the world: athletes, entrepreneurs, artists, leaders. What sets them apart? It's not magic. It's not luck. It's their ability to stay disciplined in their approach, to consistently show up when others have quit, to keep grinding when the motivation fades. They've built habits that allow them to keep moving forward no matter how they feel. The magic isn't in the one big push. It's in the little decisions they make every single day to keep showing up, to keep doing the work, to keep pushing through the discomfort. Discipline means making the right choices even when it's hard. It's about making sacrifices in the short term for long-term gain. It's about saying no to distractions, no to the things that aren't aligned with your goals, and staying committed to the things that matter most. You won't always feel motivated and you won't always be in the mood. But discipline says, it doesn't matter how I feel, I have a goal, and I will keep moving toward it. Consistency takes discipline to the next level. It's the commitment to show up day after day, even when you don't see immediate results. It's about creating a rhythm, a routine that allows you to continue progressing no matter the circumstances. You can't achieve anything great if you're only working hard when it's convenient. You have to work when it's inconvenient. You have to work when you're tired. You have to work when you're frustrated. Consistency builds momentum, and momentum, over time, leads to transformation. The power of consistency lies in the fact that small actions add up. You don't need to make giant leaps every single day, but you do need to make sure that every single day, no matter how small the step, you are moving forward. It's the little things, the 5-minute habit, the one extra phone call, the 20 more minutes spent working on your craft, that eventually create massive change. What most people fail to understand is that the big wins don't come from a single breakthrough. They come from the accumulation of consistent effort over time. You see, most people start out strong. They've got fire in their eyes and passion in their hearts. But as soon as things get hard, when they don't see immediate results, when they hit a plateau, they fall off. They lose discipline. They lose consistency. And they wonder why they never get anywhere. The answer is simple: they weren't willing to keep going when it got tough. They weren't willing to show up when the excitement faded. But the true power is in pushing through those moments. Discipline also means being honest with yourself about your shortcomings and doing the work to overcome them. It's about mastering your habits, not waiting for motivation to come to you. Motivation comes and goes, it's a fleeting feeling. But discipline is a choice. It's the decision to keep working even when you don't feel like it, to stay focused when distractions are everywhere, and to continue despite the obstacles. Discipline is what turns dreams into reality because it turns intentions into action. Consistency creates trust in yourself. It builds belief. The more consistent you are in your efforts, the more you prove to yourself that you can achieve what you set out to do. When you make progress, no matter how small, you start to believe that more progress is possible. It's a snowball effect. As you keep building momentum, as you keep stacking those small wins, you start to see the bigger picture take shape. It's easy to look at success from the outside and think it's all about the big moments, the flashy opportunities, the sudden breakthroughs, the moments of luck. But the truth is, success is built in the trenches, in the daily grind, in the commitment to consistency and discipline. If you want to achieve anything that lasts, anything that's meaningful, you need to focus on the process, not just the end result. The process is where you'll find your strength. The process is where you'll build your character. And the process is where you'll realize that the real power is in showing up every single day, no matter what.